Big-time boxing has always been more than just punches in the ring. It's also about business. And in big business, money talks. That's why fighters who can stir up drama or play the villain often get as much attention as the most skilled athletes. The public loves to watch them. On October 20th, 2000, two of the sport's most notorious bad boys met inside the ropes. The legendary heavyweight Mike Tyson, already infamous for his wild personality and unpredictable behavior, squared off against another controversial figure, Andrew Golota. Tyson's career had already taken a strange turn. After the infamous rematch with Evander Holyfield, where Mike actually bit off a piece of Holyfield's ear, Tyson disappeared from the ring for a year and a half. When he came back in January 1999, fans quickly noticed he wasn't the same fighter anymore. His blistering speed was gone. His style had become predictable and simplified. What remained, however, was his trademark knockout power. In his comeback run, Tyson blasted through average opponents like Julius Francis and Lou Savarese with ease. His fight against Orlin Norris was declared a no contest after Norris injured his knee in the first round. The only real test came against strong South African heavyweight Francois Botha. Tyson was actually losing that fight on points before he turned things around with a crushing knockout in the 5th round. That's why heading into the Golota fight, Mike desperately needed another convincing win. This time over a well-known opponent. And the choice of opponent was, to put it mildly, perfect. Andrew Golota, a talented Polish heavyweight, was as famous for his bizarre antics as for his skills. He had a solid boxing IQ, but his reputation came from moments that could only be described as outrageous. In one fight against Samson Pua, he literally bit his opponent on the shoulder. Even more infamous were his 2 fights with Riddick Bowe. In both bouts, Golota was comfortably ahead on the scorecards, but he was disqualified each time for repeatedly landing punches below the belt. So when the fight was announced, Tyson versus Golota, fans were buzzing with anticipation. 2 unpredictable fighters with reputations for chaos. Everyone expected fireworks. But looking ahead, those same fans would end up bitterly disappointed. During the official introductions, Tyson stood in his corner at 34 years old, with a record of 48 wins, 3 losses, and 129 knockouts, the official tally by way of KO. When the bell rang, Tyson wasted no time. Right from the opening round, he came out aggressive.
With a record of 48 wins, 3 losses, and 1
stand-up boxer, big right hand, deliberate yet busy, looks to where you
29 wins coming by way of knockout.
Corner. Okay, gentlemen, let's do it right. Touch them up. May the best.
second fastest, 37 seconds, Robert Collet.
Tyson immediately closed the distance, unloading powerful shots to the body and head. He wasn't trying to feel things out. Mike wanted a quick knockout, and he was making it clear. Golota, meanwhile, looked sluggish. His jab lacked sting, his defense was shaky, and as Tyson bore down on him, it was obvious the fight was already slipping away.
Mike's got a lot of man to work with in front of him. He's throwing some big body shots.
To feel the extreme impact.
Tapping a little bit. He's not really unloading with these big shots. He's not using that height and that reach. He's staying too straight and not bending.
Power. Okay, step over the left eye. We approach the final 30 seconds.
Get him up, Andrew. Get him up. Let's see.
Then, with just 30 seconds left in the first round, Tyson unleashed a brutal right cross that sent Golota crashing to the canvas. The crowd exploded. Golota got back to his feet and managed to survive until the bell, but the damage was far worse than anyone realized. That single punch had fractured his jaw. Continuing against a puncher like Tyson with such an injury was dangerous, but Golota came out for the second round anyway. Incredibly, despite the pain, he actually performed better than in the first. Tyson still dictated the pace, throwing more punches, landing the cleaner shots, and showing far greater power. But Golota, knowing he might not last long, decided to go all in. He opened up, traded shots, and even landed a few clean punches of his own. The problem? They didn't seem to bother Tyson at all.
Just coming with a big power chest because Galota stuffed that big jab.
The overhand right just missed with that overhand.
Galota slapping here, he can't hurt Mike.
The second round ended, the crowd roaring in anticipation for the third. But then, the drama unfolded. Back in his corner, the pain became unbearable. Galota argued with his team, shoved his trainer aside, and suddenly stormed out of the ring, straight to the locker room. The arena erupted in chaos. Fans were furious, booing loudly and throwing objects toward the ring. Many openly called Galota a coward. Showtime executives even threatened to strip him of his boxing license for walking away from the fight. But soon after, reports from the hospital painted a very different picture. Not only had Galota suffered a broken jaw, but doctors also found a concussion and a herniated disc in his neck. Medical staff were stunned that he'd managed to finish the second round at all, let alone walk out of the arena under his own power. It would take Galota nearly 3 years to recover from those injuries. As for Tyson, the win should have been a much-needed highlight in his late career. But the celebration didn't last long. Post-fight drug tests revealed traces of marijuana in his system. As a result, his TKO victory was overturned. Officially, the fight was declared no contest. Tyson wouldn't return to the ring until a year later. But that's a story for another time. With that, friends, we wrap up today's review. I hope you found this breakdown both interesting and informative. If you did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more boxing stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.